Giving you story after story, everything is true. Some things are kinda scary, so what you gonna do? Cause that's another tale from the Sipp. That's another tale from the Sipp. Sometimes we spit scripture, line upon line, not discussing wickedness, but what is divine. And
yes sir, yes sir. Tales from the Sipp. Yes sir, yes sir. Tales from the Sipp, episode 81. Yeah, back once again with a time of reflection. Time of reflection, part 4. And today I'm reflecting on a time to kill. Yeah, it may be what you think I'm talking about, maybe something else. But anyway, let's get into it. Yes, sir. Now, when I'm sitting around and I was reflecting, and I was thinking about how, sometimes you'll be doing things you knowingly that you do it. And some things you just, these things are wrong for you to do. It could be something very little, very small. It could be something big. But I'm just thinking about certain deeds and certain things that we do, man, that we know we shouldn't do, man. You know what I'm saying? And you looking at the time that we're in a time of judgment, man. So, hey, really, it's time to cast off things that, that causes us to be not in the, that causes us to not be in the will of the Most High. For instance, me, for instance, I know that sometimes I say things that I know I shouldn't say out my mouth, man. I know I shouldn't say out my mouth. You know, I say it might be jokingly I'll say it, or something I just say and it just slip out. Something just slip out. It might be out of anger, and it might be me just saying some stuff. But you know what I'm saying? I know I gotta guard my tongue. Now, this may not be something that happens just all the time, but it's still, if it's not right with the Most High, if it's sin, then I say I shouldn't do it. And you looking at the days and times we in, man, really don't have time. And really don't have time to play, man. And I just reflecting and looking at that it's time for me to certain things that are not in the will of the Most High. It's time to kill them, man. In other words, we have to mortify the deeds of our flesh. And we know mortify means to kill. We gotta put to death. It's a lot of things that we do. Some things we can unknowingly do that, well, I'm gonna put it this way. We can knowingly do those things, not trying to, but it's just a part of our nature. Because our nature is not fully spiritual, 100%. We're in a fallen state, even though the Most High, He deals with us. And, when we living for the Most High, we still can, mess up. Man, like I say, it could be something small. But the Most High judge all sin. He gonna judge that lie the same way he gonna judge that thief. Same way he gonna judge that person with that filthy mouth. You know what I'm saying? Same way he gonna judge that person that he has delivered from something, and then that person go back to that sin, that thing that the Most High delivered you from, and then you go back, and then just like a dog, you gonna boom, go back to start doing what he delivered you from. In other words, you know how a dog is. If anybody you had a dog, a dog will sit up here and something that'll make it sick on the stomach. It'll sit up here and regurgitate that thing out of their stomach. Now, knowing that it was something that's hurting them, it was killing them, making them sick. You know what I'm saying? So their body reaction is to regurgitate it. A dog, see the difference between us and a dog, we're supposed to be smarter. A dog, but animals sometimes smarter than humans, though. You see certain things. You know what I'm talking about. But the dog will go right there and like look at that junk that just came out of his stomach and lick it right back up, knowing it was harmful to it. But it's a spiritual aspect of it. Because that's why the scriptures say ain't no dogs gonna be in the kingdom either. Now, it wasn't talking about a physical dog walking around, you know what I'm saying, barking and stuff. It's talking about a human, a man or a woman that have dog-like tendencies. You know what I'm saying? And these things, but for the most part, I look at the fact that what good is it? I look at, what good is it? What good does it? What good is it for me to say something that's not kingdom orientated, or something that glorifies the Most High, or that lifts my brother up or my sister up? Why even say it? But I still mess up and do it. But you know what that is? That is that sin that besets you, and you got to kill that thing. You got to mortify the deeds of the flesh. It's a time to kill it, man. And, some people, it may be one thing. Some people, it may be they are alcoholic. Some people, it may be lust. Some people, it may just be they, got an anger problem or anything. You get my drift. But a lot of things that we do, it's time to kill it, man. It's a time to kill. And that's what I was reflecting on, man. Am I sitting 100% right with the Most High? We all know it's a journey, and then we got to die to ourselves every day. But, that's part of the walk, man. We got to grow spiritually. We got to mature more and more and more. We don't mature. We got to stand still. Something ain't right. You got to look at yourself and say, okay, something ain't right about me. I'm not growing spiritually. Yeah, you got to mature. Well, Moral of the story is it's time to put off all the things of that old man and seek for the things of the new man, the spirit man, things that's pleasing to the Most High, and time to mortify the deeds of the flesh. But hey, that's all I have for you. Tales from the Sipp, episode 81, Time of Reflection, part 4. Be on the lookout for Tales from the Sipp, episode 82. Yeah, probably gonna be another time of reflection. But until next time, Hundo signing out. Peace out. Yes, sir.
That's another tale from the Sipp. That's another tale from the Sipp. Sometimes your boy may go way back in the day, talk about experiences and the games that he played. And that's another tale from the Sipp. That's another tale from the Sipp. Hey.